Hey everyone, welcome to the Juniper Links Accounting channel. My name is Caroline and today we're going to have a look at making tax digital for income tax and self-assessment. So I know that's quite the mouthful and I'm going to explain exactly what it means for you and things you can do to prepare before the legislation comes out. So without further delay, let's get started with the video. The very first thing we'll want to cover is what is making tax digital for income tax. And it's essentially a transition to electronic accounting with regards to records and submissions to HMRC. So taxpayers will need to file quarterly summaries with HMRC when this comes out. Essentially what will happen is you'll file these quarterly summaries with HMRC to tell them what your income is throughout the year, and then they will ask you to submit an end of period statement, which is essentially a final declaration which will replace your self-assessment and tell them how much tax you have to pay in total based on your profit from either self-employment or property income. So from what we know, the payment deadlines are currently expected to stay the same. So that would be the usual 31st of January deadline after the tax year. And if you have payments on account, then it'll be 31st of January and then 31st of July of the following year as well. All right, let's move on to who will be affected by this change. So currently it will apply to sole traders, partnerships that are unincorporated, and landlords, so anyone receiving income from property. However, don't panic yet because they did implement a small threshold where if your income is underneath the threshold, then you don't need to comply with making tax digital for income tax and self-assessment. So these are the current dates that we have, and these are very, very recently updated by the government. So we've got MTD for income tax and self-assessment delayed by another year, so they're planning to start it from April 2024. General partnerships should comply with MTD from April 2025. And other partnerships are to be announced still, so we are not sure on that one. But we know general partnerships, those made up of individuals specifically that are unincorporated, should comply a year after everyone else, basically. The government is not expecting the transitional year to be earlier than April 2023. So they'll officially bring it out like they did with making tax digital for VAT, but then you won't have to fully comply with it until a year after. So they're anticipating a 2023-2024 start date, but we'll see on that. This information is the most up-to-date we have right now, but it could change. Okay, so what are the exemptions from making tax digital, income tax and self-assessment? The first one is this £10,000 gross income threshold, and essentially this means that if your turnover from self-employment or from property income is under £10,000, then you do not have to register for making tax digital income tax. However, if you have multiple trades, so let's say there's a couple of trades you've got, one's 5,000 and another one's 7,000, and this is the gross income, so the turnover figure, what you're bringing in before expenses. If you have multiple trades that bring you over the £10,000 threshold, then you would need to register for this making tax digital, income tax and self-assessment. There are other exemptions as well, such as age, disability, remote location, etc. This is often referred to as the digital exclusion, basically where it wouldn't make sense for your business to start keeping records in this way because of certain limitations. But keep in mind that you will need to apply with HMRC for any exemption, and they will review it and decide whether you are qualified to be exempt or not. Another reason is that if you're currently under insolvency procedure, that's one exemption you can apply for, which again HMRC will decide whether or not you're entitled to it. And then finally, religion, where your religion does not allow the use of electronic devices. In that case, again, you need to apply with HMRC for an exemption, most likely by post in that case. And basically anyone that is exempt, or any business that is currently exempt from making tax digital VAT, it is also likely that they'll be exempt from the income tax making tax digital as well. However, we don't have full confirmation on that yet, but we will keep you posted with any updates on that. And now the important bit, how to actually prepare for making tax digital to make sure that you are ready when this actually rolls out. And I know it's a long time in advance, however, it does take time to get used to software and create new processes if you're not already using a software or some way where you could submit digital information to HMRC. So the very first step would be to find making tax digital compliant software. Right now there are extremely limited options, and A lot of the big ones that would actually be able to help you with the bookkeeping aspect of your business, such as Free Agent and Xero, they are planning to be available from 2022. In the meantime, you can have a look at these softwares and see if you like any of them, because they will be available for the ITSA submissions eventually, and well before the actual start date. Other alternatives, if you really don't want to use a bookkeeping software such as Free Agent or Xero, then API-enabled spreadsheets are still an option, or bridging software, which essentially is going to submit the information in your spreadsheet to HMRC by linking those two together. However, unless you really like using spreadsheets, the online softwares will save you a lot more time. Our recommendation is essentially here to start recording your income and expenses with preferred Making Tax Digital compliant software from 2022, even sooner if you want. You can start from now, it doesn't matter. Nothing needs to be submitted right now. However, it will give you a lot of time to become acquainted with the software and to understand exactly what you're doing in there. Possibly even find yourself an accountant that can help you with that. So when the Making Tax Digital for income tax and self-assessment does come out, you're more than ready to comply with those submissions. And HMRC is currently running, or the government is currently running, voluntary registration, so you can sign up for Making Tax Digital for ITSA now to test the service if you want to. This is the link for that, and I will include it in the description below. And as always, there are some helpful links in the description below. So this very first one is the announcement for the year delay on the MTD for income tax and self-assessment rollout. Again, April 2024 is their new anticipated start date, with 2025 for partnerships that are unincorporated. The second link here is to check when you need to sign up for Making Tax Digital. Well, currently it's April 2024. If it is updated, this page should also be updated with the new deadlines. So do check back there to make sure that you are in the know. And then also the last link essentially shows you all the software that's currently compatible with Making Tax Digital for income tax. Feel free to refer to this at any time. And it should be updated with softwares as they become compatible with Making Tax Digital for income tax as well. However, the government can be a little slow to update some things on their website, so do check with the software directly if it's ready. They'll likely send you a notification of that if you're using their software already. And as always, this video is for informational purposes only. The information is correct at the time of the recording, but it is subject to change according to current government guidance. So again, these dates could change, but in any case, not too crazy. Fairly easy to follow. My best recommendation right now is to find a software that you're happy with that will be compatible with Making Tax Digital for income tax, and start learning how to use it, and make sure that you are in a very easy workflow for that before this legislation rolls out, because you don't want to be in a panic at the last minute trying to convert everything onto a software that can do Making Tax Digital submissions. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then feel free to click that thumbs up button to let us know that we did a good job. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and let us know if you think that Making Tax Digital is helping you out, or is it making your life more difficult. And finally, if you do want to see more content like this, then consider subscribing to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks again for watching till the end, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.